Well, at the start of this season, both these teams were confidently expected to be challenging for a place in the Premiership top four, but they're struggling to match those expectations. And Tony, although there are excuses, new managers settling in, injuries to key players, you have to say that both Liverpool and Newcastle should be doing a lot better than they really are.
Well, I think, Alan, they should be doing a lot better. And the big concern really is from 6th to 5th position. There's a 7-point gap that they've got to make up. So it's so important for both teams today to get the 3 points.
Well, irrespective of current form, this, of course, is always one of the matches of the season in the Premiership, a fixture that's always eagerly anticipated. Indeed, when they come to write the history of the Premiership, I think games between Liverpool and Newcastle will have a chapter all of their own. Everyone remembers those classic 4-3 encounters at Anfield, and there hasn't been a 0-0 draw between the teams for more than 30 years. They met 3 times last season, 1-1 draws in the 2 league games, and a 2-1 win for Liverpool here in a 4th round FA Cup tie. And curiously, the Liverpool goal scorers in those games are no longer here. Michael Owen, now at Real Madrid, of course, Danny Murphy at Charlton, and Bruno Cheroux on a year's loan with Marseille. Tony, what sort of game do you think we're in for today?
Well, I'd like to think with the both teams playing 4-4-2, I would like to think we're in for some goals today. I think it's always a bit of a risk saying that we haven't had a 0-0 since 1970, but you do expect goals in this game because there are 2 generally attacking teams. The concern for them normally is defensively, but that should make for a good game and hopefully for a good few goals.
Very important game for Liverpool as well, with Middlesbrough's success yesterday and Manchester United's victory at Old Trafford. Liverpool have fallen 9 points adrift of that final Champions League place, currently occupied by Manchester United. This is Liverpool's 6th game in 19 days in all competitions, and they face another 6 in the next 3 weeks. They're still in the Champions League, of course, the Carling Cup, and yet to play in the FA Cup. They've got Burnley away in the 3rd round. Both teams had Europe on their minds this week. On Thursday, Newcastle drew with Sporting Lisbon to clinch a UEFA Cup tie against Heerenveen in the next round. On Friday, Liverpool discovered that Bayer Leverkusen will be their opponents in the knockout stage of the Champions League. But today, it's very much Premiership points on the agenda, and as you've heard, they both need them badly. Newcastle have managed just 1 win in their last 7. Liverpool have gone 3 without victory since they beat Arsenal in such dramatic fashion here. The fans of both clubs are beginning to get a little restless. They really expect better form than that, and with the Premiership's top 4 threatening to disappear over the horizon, really, Tony, Liverpool and Newcastle cannot afford to be left behind.
They cannot afford to be left behind. They've both been very inconsistent, haven't won the games they should have done. But if they can get a result today, either team, and they will move up the league. But it's that big 7-point gap that they will be concerned about. So it's a big game for both clubs.
A full and expectant Anfield. Newcastle forced into that late change, and what a blow to them to lose their leading goal scorer, Craig Bellamy, who's already beaten his total of goals for the whole of last season. And Patrick Kluivert there, who still has a sore hamstring, had expected to be on the subs bench, but now finds himself in the starting 11. Well, as you've heard, both clubs have suffered from injury problems of late, so let's see who exactly has made the team sheets today. Jerzy Dudek continues in goal for the injured Chris Kirkland in a Liverpool team that shows 3 changes from the side that started against Portsmouth on Tuesday night. In defence, John Arne Riise is preferred to Jimmy Traore. In midfield, Luis Garcia returns after injury, with fellow Spaniard Antonio Núñez dropping down to the subs bench to accommodate him. And Didi Hamann is also left out, making room for an extra striker, Neil Mellor, which, Tony, means a change of formation for Liverpool.
It does, Al. Liverpool do go back to a 4-4-2 system today, and as they are the home team, I think that's a good decision by Rafa Benitez. The midfield 4 will line up with Garcia on the right and Kuhl on the left but don't expect them to stay out wide. They will float around, but they must get wide when Liverpool have got the ball, and just as importantly, tuck in defensively as well. Real quality in the centre of midfield. Stevie Gerrard, Xabi Alonso, absolutely outstanding against Portsmouth. I think Milan Barros will be pleased though. He's got a strike partner in Neil Mellor. Two up front will give Liverpool more options today.
Well, a flu bug in the Newcastle camp forced Graham Souness to make two changes in defence. Stephen Taylor and Aaron Hughes aren't well enough to play. Their places are taken by Andy O'Brien and Robbie Elliott. In midfield, there's a return for Lee Bowyer, who was suspended for the midweek UEFA Cup tie against Sporting Lisbon. And as you may have heard, Patrick Kluivert still has a sore hamstring, but he's starting, moving up from the subs bench, because of the injury suffered in the warm-up by Craig Bellamy. Of course, Alan Shearer, Nicky Butt and Stephen Carr are all still out injured.
It's the usual defensive concern for Graham Souness today, but in Robbie Elliott and Andy O'Brien, they have got two experienced players coming in. Both have played centre-half, but I think Elliott will start there with O'Brien at right back. Defending properly is the key for Newcastle, because they do have youth and real pace in midfield. I think Genius has got to hold a little bit, because we know that the other three will bomb forward. Up front, big blow losing Craig Bellamy, but they've got a great replacement in Patrick Kluivert. I just wonder how fit he is.
Well, Graham Souness is an Anfield legend, captain of a great Liverpool side that won 5 championships and 3 European Cups, renowned for his aggressive tackling, superb passing and glorious goals. And who does that remind you of? Steven Gerrard is the modern version of Souness, but without the medals to prove it. Speculation continues that he'll move away from Liverpool to win those medals, but according to his manager this morning, Gerrard isn't going anywhere. Graham Poll is the man in charge, so don't look away when he awards a free kick. And if you're looking for a form pointer, both teams were at home to Portsmouth in their last Premiership fixtures, and they both drew 1-1. Just 4 points separate Liverpool and Newcastle in the league table, and they were just as close last season when the battle between them for a Champions League place went down to the final day here at Anfield. It'll be Liverpool who'll get the game underway. 6th in the table with only 7 wins from their 17 Premiership fixtures for a total of 25 points. But good to see that Liverpool have reverted to 4-4-2, and with Newcastle playing a similar system despite the loss of Bellamy so late on, I'm sure we're in for an open and entertaining game here on a frosty day on Merseyside. Harry Kewell straight on the attack. Liverpool attacking the Kop end in the first half.
Good play from Kewell. Important for Liverpool to get the ball forward early. Playing the 2 men up front, get some good service into them.
Risa restored at left back today in place of Jimmy Traore. Miobi with the turn. Risa came to meet him. Clearance by Sami Hyypiä. Playing his 60th Premiership match in a row for Liverpool. He hasn't missed a game for them in the league for over 18 months. Newcastle have taken just 10 points from the last 30 at stake in the Premiership. 2 wins out of 10, and that's seen them slip down to 13th in the table. Very important fixture for them, and they certainly could have done without all those problems. Flick on by Kluivert. Carragher's clearance finds Luis Garcia, who's missed half a dozen games with a hamstring problem. Finnan. Gerrard with the through ball for Barros. He's got round Bernard very impressively, pulled it back. Could have been a great scoring return for Luis Garcia.
Well, I think he's got to score there, Garcia. At least got to hit the target. Barros does well in the first place because Gerrard really fizzes it into him. Bernard's got to get a bit tighter. Can't afford to let him get round the back like that. When he does, what about that for a chance? Keeps it low, it goes in. That's a poor miss from Garcia.
The former Barcelona man has scored 3 goals so far in his Liverpool career, and they've all come here at Anfield. Milner. Genus. Amiobi takes it forward for Newcastle and was then brought down by Sami Hyypiä. Titus Bramble has gone forward. Still waiting for his first Premiership goal for Newcastle. It's Milner who delivers, a little bit too flat really. Easy header away by Finnan. O'Brien. Kluivert. And kept going strongly. Carragher forced to make the clearance.
You saying to Sami Hyypiä, get your foot in. Pulled out a little bit there, Hyypiä. Carragher cleared up though.
Bowyer. The block by Risa ends Newcastle another throw. Bowyer still hugging that right touchline. As Kewell battles to win it back for Liverpool. Slightly soft layoff there by Genus. He was lucky to get away with that. But here he goes again. Bowyer given away to Luis Garcia. A 100-mile-an-hour start here at Anfield. A great ball for Gerrard. Mellor's coming to the near post. Here is Mellor. Finnan. Gerrard swinging cross. Barosh coming to meet it. Important clearance that by Elliott. Risa. Xabi Alonso. And Gerrard again, the Liverpool skipper. On to Finnan. Luis Garcia trying to get away from Bernard. And Bramble steps in to concede the throw. Finnan. Return ball by Luis Garcia finds Steve Finnan offside.
Shame if he could have timed his run a bit better. They've got good attacking options today, Liverpool. Be well pleased to have Garcia back in the team, starting the match well. Perhaps should have scored. Good attacking player, along with the likes of Alonso and Gerrard. Harry Kewell also started the game well, first 5 minutes. Real attacking options.
If Newcastle could take all 3 points here, they would move up 4 places to 9th and reduce the gap between them and Liverpool to just 1 point. Milner trying to get in behind Finnan. It breaks for Genus, taken off him by Xabi Alonso. Good ball for Gerrard. Kewell to his left. Barosh. That was a good tackle from O'Brien. A long ball by Bowyer. Amiobi's onside.
Seemed to take an awful while to run after it, Amiobi. It was a good ball from Bowyer. Perhaps gone a bit quicker. He might have got there.
Xabi Alonso for Liverpool. Barosh. What a great run from Barosh. Mellor's up with him.
Good play from Barosh. I think he thought about going down. Credit to him, stayed on his feet.
I must say the game has started in a great tempo. Luis Garcia, back to Finnan. It's a good-looking ball. Kewell was coming round the back post. Gerrard with a header.
Done well, Gerrard. Wasn't the favourite to get it, but he made it his ball. An aimless ball into the box. Don't really clear it, Bowyer. And there's Gerrard, makes up an awful lot of ground on Kieran Dyer. Unfortunate, couldn't quite get the ball down, keep it on target. Really is a player on top of his game at the moment, Steven Gerrard. Everything he does, absolutely superb.
And 2 goals in his last 3 games, both of them absolute belters. Kluivert. Milner up against Finnan. Bernard on the overlap. Genus. Here's O'Brien. Fortunate to get that one back, and then Dyer loses out in the challenge. Liverpool have got an extra man in this attack. Xabi Alonso in possession, and O'Brien recovered well. The cop tried to claim that it was a deliberate back pass.
Certainly wasn't a back pass, but he done well, O'Brien, because it was him who gave it away in the first place. Good recovery.
Record so far is identical to the same stage last season, when of course they went on to finish 4th, a massive 30 points behind the champions Arsenal. Dyer losing a man with a quick change of pace and finding Kluivert. Ramble. Genus onto Olivier Bernard, who's given it away. Luis Garcia for Liverpool. Barros. This is Shola Amiobi. Jermaine Genus. Now Dyer for Newcastle. Gupia's interception. But just got too much weight on the ball for Harry Kewell.
Probably he's that quick.
19 of Liverpool's 25 points have come here at Anfield, where they've won 6, drawn 1 and lost only 1. Excellent defending from Carragher. Luis Garcia with the ball over the top, intended for Mella. If you go back to the end of last season, by the way, Liverpool have won 13 of their last 19 home games, a formidable record. Huge disappointment here on Tuesday when they failed to take all 3 points against Portsmouth, conceding to that stoppage time goal by Loa Loa. Carragher's mistimed header went straight to Amiobi. O'Brien with the clearance. And the whistle's gone for a foul by Mella on the Newcastle player. And he's come off worse.
Got a whack in the process, I think, Neil Mella.
He actually made his Premiership debut against Newcastle, Neil Mella, on New Year's Day 2003.
Making the point in the papers today. He's got a point to prove. January transfer window coming up. Jury's still out on his Liverpool career. Didn't have the best of spells at West Ham. He's done well since he come back to the club.
Kluivert with a header on. Xabi Alonso's clearance, but Liverpool still under pressure. Not now, they're not, as Gerrard breaks loose. First time ball for Mella. Now O'Brien. Back to Bramble. Well, for a moment there, it looks as though Carragher and Hupia weren't on the same wavelength. Luis Garcia. It's a good ball. Kewell plays it inside the fullback, or at least that was the intention. But Elliott made sure it didn't get to Barros. Liverpool flow forward again, though, with their skipper. The back heeler for Kewell. It was Genus who got it away. Now Hupia. Risa, Xabi Alonso. It's a good ball from Shoulder Amiobi. They've got a man over on the left-hand side here, Milner, and here he is. Only Kluivert ahead of him. He went for goal anyway.
Steve Finn has done really well there. Managed to block the shot.
Bernard coming in late on Luis Garcia. And most unlike Xabi Alonso, he wasted the through ball. Liverpool fans have certainly taken to him.
Had a good game against Portsmouth midweek, the game we done. Him and Gerrard, both superb in midfield. Just makes things happen. Must be a joy as a forward to have a midfield player like that behind you.
Carragher's clearance. And Bramble got his foot right through that. Amiobi up against Carragher, and as ever, Carragher followed the golden rule of defending. If in doubt, put it out. There's Kluivert. Milner. It's a good ball. Genus spots Boya. His clearance wasn't the best. It's gone straight to Amiobi, who wasted the gift.
It was a disappointing cross. We'd much rather have Amiobi in the middle.
Graham Souness has so far won 4, drawn 4 and lost 4 in the Premiership since he replaced Sir Bobby Robson as Newcastle's manager 3 months ago. The 5th club he's managed in British football, Newcastle, facing one of his former clubs today and in the next game when they play Blackburn Rovers. And they've got Arsenal at home. It doesn't get any easier, does it, in the Premiership, particularly at this time of the year. Foul there by Luis Garcia on Olivier Bernard. And there's another man, of course, who has managed both these clubs.
Wasn't a bad player either, Al, was he? Top class, fantastic player.
Elliott's free kick. Kluivert with a header. It's fallen for Dyer. He was a little slow to react. And Liverpool got away with that momentary lapse. Risa. What a good ball for Kuehl. Barosh is already making ground. Given under pressure from Barosh. Given away to Finnan. There's Carragher. He and Sami Hyypiä, the only Liverpool players who've started every league game this season. Gerrard. Risa, who was left out for the Portsmouth game on Tuesday. Now Kuehl. Bramble with a sliding interception. Carragher trying to do likewise, and he's committed the foul on Amiobi. Here's Kuehl for Liverpool, who, if they win today, would stay 6th in the table, but reduce the gap on Middlesbrough to 4 points. And 4th place has to be Liverpool's minimum target. They've only won 2 of their last 8 Premiership matches, drawn 3 and lost 3 in that time, and Rafa Benitez's team play West Bromwich Albion away on Boxing Day, Southampton at home on December the 28th, and then they start the new year by playing Chelsea here. Luis Garcia given offside.
Well, I think he was eventually. Just wanted the ball played a little bit earlier. Still shouldn't be offside. He is looking right across the line. Is he offside? I'm not sure he is. He's got the lines on the pitch to help the assistant. It's a close call.
Well, no goals yet, despite a bright start, and Newcastle's Premiership fixtures this season have averaged more than 3 goals a game, a total of 60. Kluivert, cleared by Xabi Alonso. Here's O'Brien, on to Bowyer, who almost joined Liverpool, of course, at one stage when Gerard Houllier was the manager. That deal fell through very late on. Whisler's long throw, straight to O'Brien, but the whistle had gone for a free kick to Liverpool. A wasted free kick. Bernard, Amiobi. Gallagher with a great ball for Luis Garcia. Baros was the intended target, and he's got there anyway, but the linesman has decided that that was handball, rather harshly from where I'm standing.
Well, I thought it was off his chest. See Baros not happy at all. Robbie Elliott was waiting for the ball to come down. Does he handle it? The assistant's got a clear view of it. Shoulder.
That was a close one.
It was a close one, yeah.
Offside decision a moment or two earlier. Still complaining. Gerrard finds Baros. Good tackle from Bernard, but unfortunately for him, it's gone straight to Gerrard. A little nudge from Bramble, and the linesman is definitely not here to make himself popular with the Liverpool fans when they were expecting a free kick.
He was not complaining that time, Baros. The fans who are saying that Bramble nudges him. He does a little bit. Was the ball already out of play? I think it might well have been. No complaints that time from Baros.
Finnan. Luis Garcia, clever ball back. Kuehl in the middle. Oh yeah, hooks it clear, only as far as Risa though. Oh, poor ball from him.
It's just that final ball so far for both teams. Has been a good start to the match. Whenever they've been in good positions, final balls let both teams down.
Amiobi finding Kluivert. That's a foul.
It was as well. Too many arguments from Hoopy about that one. Definitely a foul. Kluivert's trying to get it back to Amiobi. Just clips his right heel. Good position now for Newcastle.
Oh yeah, and Genus, the two players over the ball. The referee making it crystal clear to all concerned that he will not allow this free kick to be taken quickly. Might be set up here for the left-footed Olivier Bernard, who hit it well!
Very good strike, wasn't it, from Bernard? Dudek's got the sun in his eyes. The last part of the ground makes it difficult for the keeper. Excellent strike. Just curling away from Dudek. Just fades away at the end. Excellent strike.
Almost 16 months now since he last scored a goal. The Frenchman, whose future at Newcastle is still in some doubt, yet to sign his new contract that's been offered. Mellor's layoff. Kuehl. Now Genus for Newcastle. Bernard. Milner. Wasted ball this time from Olivier Bernard. Newcastle have managed just one win in their last 7 games, home and away, and remarkably, they failed to win any of their last 6 at St James's Park. Rather like Anfield, it's always been a ground that opposing teams went in fear rather than hope. But not quite so much this season. Bramble's clearance has gone straight to Sami Hyypiä. Now Xabi Alonso. Finnan. Long ball by Carragher has gone straight out of play. Luis Garcia wins it back, but he's presented it straight to Kieran Dyer. Now O'Brien. Oh yeah. Genus. Two players converging on Liverpool. Sami Hyypiä, who's given it away. Amiobi was well placed, but he waited in vain as Dyer failed to keep the ball in play.
He was unlucky there, Kieran Dyer. Had no right to get to the ball at all. Actually run past Amiobi. Hyypiä's dallying, realises too late. Poor defending again from Hyypiä. Just bounces off his knee.
He missed the UEFA game on Thursday night because of a slight calf problem. Bernard. Finnan goes long, looking for Barosh. That was good work again by Robbie Elliott.
Good steady player, isn't he? Never lets his team down. Doesn't moan too much when he's not in the team. It's nice to have a player like that you can call in.
Bernard lashes one forward. It's turned out to be a good ball. Amiobi. And Hyypiä concedes the corner.
I do feel they might have a bit of an advantage. Newcastle from set pieces, particularly with Kluivert in the team now. Amiobi. Bramble's not bad in here. Liverpool do mark zonally as well.
Yes, it's been their undoing more than once this season. There's a free header for Amiobi.
Who's gone down with Amiobi. So I think that is the problem with zonal marking. The player who's running in on the run is always going to get above a static defender, which is what Amiobi does. Slight clash of heads here maybe.
Well, at least they can speak to each other in Spanish. Benitez, the man from Madrid. Xabi Alonso, a proud Basque in that northwest region of Spain. Well, don't forget, later today we're at Fratton Park on Sky Sports 1 for Portsmouth against Arsenal. Our programme begins at 3. Then tomorrow we're in the Valley. Charlton against Fulham, again on Sky Sports 1. We start at 7. Genus facing his own goal. Gerrard angry, but Graham Poll saw that as a foul.
He felt he played the ball, Steven Gerrard. It was good pressure though from Liverpool. 3 or 4 of them hunting the ball down. Does he get the ball, get the man? Not quite sure. Trailing leg certainly caught him.
Carragher's header has gone backwards towards Amiobi, who felt he was being held then by Hyypiä, who's recovered well enough to beat Kluivert in the tackle and find Mellor. Oh, what a good ball. Luis Garcia. Mellor's continued his run. Barosh is also forward here for Liverpool, and Kuehl arriving. They're all waiting in vain. Finnan. On to Xabi Alonso. Gerrard. Reset. Plenty of red shirts forward here for the home side. It's Bramble who clears the danger. Gerrard. Well, we know what he can do from here.
Great effort again, isn't it, from Steven Gerrard? I don't think he was thinking about anything else other than getting the ball in a position where he can get a shot in on goal. When he gets it, Genius tries to close him down. Lovely little feint. Just drags it wide again. Good effort though from Gerrard.
His fabulous free kick here against Portsmouth was his 6th goal of the season, and that's as many as he scored in the whole of the previous campaign. His best scoring season for Liverpool, by the way, was about 4 years ago now, when he got 10. Clivert. Everyone hesitated. Kewell. Mellor. Back again to the Australian international. And Bramble stuck to his job well. And Bowyer's sliding challenge was legal, according to Graham Poll. Liverpool fans, of course, don't agree. Here's Milner. Bernard. And for the impudence of nutmegging Steven Gerrard, he gets belted to the ground by the Liverpool captain.
Not allowed to do that, put the ball through Steven Gerrard's legs.
Here's Milner, the 18-year-old doing well. But couldn't provide the telling cross. And Gerrard finds himself having to turn full circle in his own penalty box. Almost half an hour gone, and for all the attacking intent by both teams, there has hardly been a goal-worthy effort yet.
No, there's not. It's been very congested in the centre of the midfield. Space is out wide. Looking for players like Garcia, Kewell, Milner and Bowyer for Newcastle. Got to pull wide, make the space.
Alan Barros, ironic cheers for the referee and the Liverpool fans. Pinnon.
Disappointing from Steve Pinnon. Wasn't happy with his forwards. It was a poor ball.
Well, we've seen a couple of great goal scorers in the stands and on the pitch today. They don't come much better than him. So many connections, of course, between these two great clubs, and a great affinity, I think, between the supporters as well. They live for their football on Tyneside, and they certainly do here on Merseyside. You know yourself, Tony, from your 6 years at Everton.
Yeah, it probably goes back to the 1974 Cup final, obviously Liverpool-Newcastle, and the wonderful games in the mid-90s. Two very passionate sets of supporters.
Luis Garcia trying his luck. Barros says, why don't you pass the ball to me? Gallagher's clearance has gone to Milner. Bowyer on mark, right edge of the area. Foul by Olivier Bernard. Gerrard's taking it quickly. Good work from Bramble. Now he's given it to Luis Garcia. Milner. Here's Dyer. But yeah, screaming forward on the right, and it's a perfect ball to find him. Clivert, 1-0 Newcastle.
Well, this is going to be an interesting decision, because Clivert was offside when the ball was played to Bowyer. Clivert's the man who taps it in, or should he have been offside? It's a good run from Kieran Dyer. There's Clivert offside. He stops his run. Bowyer wasn't offside, but when it comes in, there's Kluivert tapping it in. Should the goal have been allowed? That's my question. No doubt about the quality of play from Lee Bowyer and Dyer. Kluivert was offside. It's not going to matter now because Graham Pole's given a goal. Controversial decision though for me. And I always like to favour the forwards.
So for the second time in 7 days, Graham Pole finds himself at the centre of a contentious goal. But really that was more down to the linesman than the referee.
It's that old ruling, is he active? He wasn't active when the ball was played, but when he taps it in the net, he's certainly active.
Risa lining up the long-range effort.
Really an instant reply. Teams are always vulnerable when you've scored your goal. You've got to concentrate. And you know where Risa, you can't give him that much space. Fantastic shot, hits the far stanchion. Sure Shay Given will say he had it covered. The ball's doing a lot of movement now. Great effort again.
Hupia wins the header against the goal scorer Patrick Kluivert. Here's Mellor for Liverpool. Gerrard. Luis Garcia. Harry Kewell in space. Very good work. Bowyer came an awful long way back to make that tackle.
Important tackle as well. Wasn't the best pass. Good tackle though.
Hupia. Didn't take Liverpool long to get level. Sami Hupia's first goal of the season. He couldn't have timed it any better.
Poor defending, isn't it, again from Newcastle? Was it Hupia, was it Bramble?
You're right.
Not sure it's an own goal again. I think that's Titus Bramble. He's under pressure from Hupia. That's an OG. Poor defending again from Newcastle. Clearly an own goal.
Yes, Hupia's going to have to wait a bit longer to open his account for the season. Here's Mellor.
Oh, he should have passed it. Barros has made a great run. Screamed his head off at Neil Mellor. Pass the ball to me. Poor play from Genus. Just passing now. There's Barros. Give it to me. I was in on goal. Weak shot from Mellor.
Kluivert finding Bowyer. Now Genus. Bernard. And Finnan just did enough to force the error from James Milner. Well, it took them 30-odd minutes, but Liverpool and Newcastle have returned to their normal scoring form against each other.
Sure, the goal scoring hasn't finished.
Footwork from Luis Garcia. Bramble finds himself backtracking. Amiobi. Hupia being closed down by Bowyer. That's good play again by Lee Bowyer.
Got such a good engine, hasn't he? Tremendous work rate up and down.
Seems to have got that fire in his belly again, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. I mean, I think he's had blips in his career. There's no doubt about that. He seems to be back on form now. What I've seen of him this season, it's been excellent for Newcastle.
Roche hesitated. Bramble. Here's O'Brien. Lisa's interception. Kewell. Good tackle from O'Brien. Well, that seemed a very curious offside decision.
I don't think he had much choice because the fans were shouting, that one's offside, make sure you give it. I think you had to. The tackle, wasn't it? And Amiobi, there he is offside this time. Very late flag again though. Took a long while to go up.
There's Carragher for Liverpool. Barros held it up brilliantly. Milan Barros and Mella! 1-0 down to 2-1 up.
Well, I think Neil Mellor can learn an awful lot from Milan Barros. It's a wonderful finish. But Barros does this time what Mellor didn't do before. Lovely turn from him. And what about that for a pass? Perfectly weighted. It's a superb finish from Mellor. But when you play as a partnership, you've got to pass it to each other. Great awareness from Barros. Doesn't thrash it at Mellor. Just side foots it in the corner. If you keep it low, the keeper can't save it. A wonderful finish from Neil Mellor.
Like all good goal scorers, he passed the ball into the back of the net for his 5th goal of the season. Is another Anfield classic unfolding. Two different managers, the possibility of a very similar scoreline to those that we saw in 96 and 97. Three goals scored in the space of 6 minutes. Good ball. Gerrard onto Kuehl. Riise overlapping, Kuehl waving him forward. Gerrard driving on. Here is Riise. Well, that certainly would have been a back pass. So Given dealt with it in the right way. Carragher's clearance has gone straight to Boya. Bramble. Now Milner. Well, I don't know what it is about these two teams when they play each other, Tony, but it's a match that always seems destined to produce goals and top entertainment.
Well, it took up a while, didn't it? About half an hour for the first one to go in. I think the general standard of the football's been good. I'm quite sure about the defending. First two goals were probably down to poor defending. Nothing wrong with Mellor's one though, it was pure quality attacking play. And they are rocking a bit at the moment, Newcastle. They need to settle down, approaching half-time, make sure they don't concede another one.
And when they come to Anfield, it seems that they cannot preserve a lead. Amiobi made life hard for Carragher, who did really well to keep it in play. There's a little nudge then, I think, on Mellor by Andy O'Brien. Gerrard swings the free kick goalwards. Surely he wasn't trying to score from there.
No, he wasn't. I think he spotted Mellor in the middle. Just too near to give him.
Luis Garcia. Barros will keep pursuing that. And Bramble almost gave it to him. Liverpool do have an excellent record over the years against Newcastle. They've won 9 of the last 15 meetings, home and away. They're unbeaten in the last 10 here at Anfield. Don't anybody take any free kicks at the moment. They're definitely not ready.
Get a yellow card for that. We're waiting for the attempts at goal. Certainly had quite a few in the last, 10 or 15 minutes. Newcastle only the goal on target.
Oh yeah, here's Amiobi. Kluivert controlled a difficult ball really well. Milner. Bernard. Just ran that into Luis Garcia to win the throw. Genus. Here's O'Brien. And Boya. O'Brien again for Newcastle. Mellor's tackle was a good one. Gerrard, the instant ball for Baros. The home fans thought that Elliott had fouled the Liverpool striker then. Good header from Milner. Kluivert knocking it on. Amiobi takes it off Carragher. Kluivert. Here's Olivier Bernard. Milner. Amiobi and Boya in the box. The pace has not slackened at all.
It hasn't. Lee Bowyer's on all the time for Newcastle. Whenever the ball's on the left-hand side, Bowyer is clear all the time on the right. They can just transfer the ball early, like they did for the goal. He's in every time.
Dyer. O'Brien. Nothing on really for Kieran Dyer. He's had to turn back in the way he's just come from. And then gives it away. Gerrard. Good ball for Mellor. Bramble steps in to win it back. Milner.
I think he'd be pleased at half-time. Rafa Benitez. Gone from 4-5-1 to 4-4-2. The attacking options has been much better, I think, this first half than what we saw on Tuesday against Portsmouth.
2 minutes added time at the end of the first half.
Referee's given a foul throw there as we move into the 2 minutes of added time. Kluivert to O'Brien, under pressure straight away from Kuhl. He's given it away. Gerrard. It's not like him.
He's trying to come inside. Unusual, but he's touched let him down.
Luis Garcia. Finland's got to keep going here with Milner closing him down.
Come on, up. Keep playing.
Kluivert gets it back from O'Brien, but Xabi Alonso intercepts. This will surely be the final attack of the half. Kuhl for Liverpool. It didn't get very far. Boya. Good tackle from Risa. Xabi Alonso with a glorious ball for Luis Garcia. Baros is just ahead of him. Oh, he was a bit greedy there. It could have easily been a 3-1 lead for Liverpool going into the break.
Baros must be thinking, I pass and no one passes to me.
Well, Well, on this freezing day on Merseyside, it took a while to warm up this match, but when it did, it quickly came to the boil with 3 goals in the space of 6 minutes. Bramble, unfortunately, deflecting into his own net to bring Liverpool's equaliser after Patrick Kluivert, in somewhat controversial circumstances, had given Newcastle the lead. Then Mellor gave Liverpool the lead just a few minutes later. It could have been 3 or 4-1 very easily. Don't go away. I'm sure the second half will be just as entertaining. 2-1 to Liverpool at the break. Thanks, Marcus. And the statistics for the season would suggest that they won't be able to bounce back, because they've not been known for their resilience in the second half of matches this season. Quite the opposite, in fact, because before today, incredibly, all but 4 of the 32 goals that Newcastle had conceded have been scored in the second half of their Premiership matches. They get the second half underway here today, attacking the Cop End at Anfield, 2-1 down. No changes made by either manager during the half-time interval. Bowyer with the early throw for the Geordies. Useless clearance, straight to Kuehl. Gerrard's given it away, and then the challenge by Xabi Alonso really caught Lee Bowyer. Good reaction from Bowyer on his feet as soon as he could, and will take the free kick. Well, it was a strange one. It came off a Liverpool defender in the end for a corner.
Wasn't the best of free kicks again. Low ball in, and it came off Finnan.
The disappointing effort easily cleared by Gerrard. Barros hauled down, was he, by Bernard. The linesman flagged. I don't think Mr. Paul was going to give the free kick originally till he saw the flag.
There's no doubt about that. Took a long look at the assistant, Graham Pole, eventually blew for it. I think he's probably right to blow up. Good play from Barros, just got his body in the way.
Carragher. Here's Finnan. Ball over the top for Barros, but Elliott read it. Now Amiobi. Oh, he's done well. And will chase for all he's worth, but Sami Hyypiä had a few yards on him. Calm defending. Now Carragher with a long ball for Barros. Bramble across on the cover. That's a corner.
He's done well to get across with Barros, Titus Bramble. Perhaps would have been better off hooking it out for a throw. Even trying to play it back to Shay Given. Don't really want to concede corners.
Certainly looked lively today. Milan Barros, who's Liverpool's top scorer this season, with 10 goals. Upward header has kept Given in danger. Gerrard took it right off the toe of his own player, Xabi Alonso, who was about to strike. Gerrard again. Brilliant. Oh, did so well initially, and then just managed to miss every red shirt in the box.
Wonderful play again from Steven Gerrard. He eventually chooses the wrong option. Because all players, they all pull out towards the edge of the box. There's 3 of them on the edge of the box. Tries to put it across the goal. Was this handball, Jermaine Genius? I think it might well have been.
Good tackle by Gerrard on Dyer, and again. Lively start to the second half at Anfield. Dyer wasn't too happy with the challenge. Xabi Alonso. Here's Gerrard again. On to John Arnorisa. Kewell. Barosh. Understood his ground this time. Genus. Now Andy O'Brien. Well, you always fancy Newcastle to get a goal, of course. They've got a healthy 29 now this season, better than most teams in the Premiership, but they've conceded 34. Only West Bromwich Albion have a worse defensive record than them, and that clearly has been their problem. Ball goes down, another challenge from Kewell, nothing given. Reset for Liverpool. Xabi Alonso. Brought down by Genus, who'd already committed himself to the tackle. Finnan. Gerrard helps it on. Barosh, good layoff. Finnan, excellent football. And then it was Milner who came to win it back off Mellor. Xabi Alonso. Here's Reset. Kewell. Foul by O'Brien. The referee tried to see if any advantage came Liverpool's way, and it didn't. Gerrard. Mellor the target, and O'Brien just held him off.
Good run though from Neil Mellor. Pulled off his man, Steven Gerrard. You know he's good enough to spot you. Gerrard at the bottom of the picture, you can see he's pointing, put it in there for me. Perhaps just wanted it in a little bit more in front of him. A bit too much pace on the ball from Gerrard.
Now that Liverpool do look more dangerous with this system of 4-4-2. They started the season with a similar shape, of course, when they had Djibril Cissé and Milan Barosh playing up front. Then injuries, first to Barosh, and then that horrible broken leg for Cissé caused Rafa Benitez to change things around. Started playing 4-5-1 like so many teams do these days. Back to 4-4-2 today, and looking so much better for it.
Looking much better balanced team. I mentioned the injury problems. It doesn't help when you lose two of your best players, Barosh and Cissé. But I think playing two up front. How do you know how good Neil Mellor is? You've got to give him the chance. He's taking it well today. And of course scored against Arsenal as well. And he'll get confidence from playing games for Liverpool.
Got a vital goal against Olympiacos too in the Champions League tie here. So he's in a rich period of form at the moment. Milner's free kick. Niobe climbed high, and Hupia, that full stretch to turn that away. Now Genus for Newcastle. O'Brien. It was a difficult ball he played to Bowyer. What a great play by Xabi Alonso. Free kick, and the referee has produced a yellow card instantly for Bowyer.
I think it was a foul, and I think it was a yellow card as well. Good play from Alonso. Genus committed himself in the first place. There's Bowyer coming in from behind, doesn't get the ball, takes Alonso out. Got his left leg. I think Gerrard might fancy this one after the other night.
The way he's playing at the moment, Steven Gerrard must fancy them from any distance or angle. Very central. But he smashes it anyway. And it came off Elliott. The goalkeeper has been fouled even before Barosh turned it into the net.
It's always going to be a foul, isn't it? As soon as you jump with a goalkeeper, you know the referee's going to give it. Comes off Robbie Elliott. There's Barosh. He does have a look at Shay Given. Never going to be anything else other than a foul. There you go, looking at Shay Given, leads with his right arm. Goalkeepers expect it to be given.
And this time he was right. Strange clearance by Bramble. It's gone straight to Luis Garcia. Risa. Gerrard. Finnan on the right flank. Liverpool have gone 3 Premiership games now without a win since they beat Arsenal 2-1 here. They drew at Aston Villa, at home to Portsmouth, and of course in between lost 1-0 against Everton. Xabi Alonso, lovely ball. Luis Garcia.
Had 2 players at the far post, Barros and Kuhl. Very disappointing final ball from Garcia. Takes up a good position, looking across the line, he's not offside. And 2 options at the far post. Kuhl pulls away. Barros as well. Didn't find either one.
If you're standing next to Bramble again, the scenario that brought the Liverpool equaliser is Kuhl. Carragher wins it back. Big shout for handball by the fans. The referee looked over to his linesman, who couldn't really have had a good view through such a crowd of players. And Hoopy is making his way forward still, and Bramble's heart must have been in his mouth then.
Was it handball? It's Andy O'Brien, isn't it? No, it's off his side.
Well, the anatomy takes on strange shapes if you're a Liverpool fan and it's an opposing defender. Oh yeah. Gerrard wins another of those midfield skirmishes, and then a bad challenge by Elliott on Barros. That's got to be a yellow card.
Tackle from behind. Barros' touch today has been superb. He's in total control of the ball. Always painful, those ones. Defender coming in from behind.
Robbie Elliott, incidentally, is the only man in either team who played in that classic 4-3 here, one of those classics, the one 7 years ago. Patrick Kluivert's coming off. As we mentioned in the team news, he still has a sore hamstring, and they didn't think he was fit enough to start today, and he shouldn't have done, of course. He only came off the subs bench because Craig Bellamy was injured in the warm-up. Now he can't carry on any longer, so Laurent Robert is on in his place. It'll be interesting to see what they do to change the shape of their team now, Newcastle. As Barros threatens them again. Finnan. Gerrard swings one in, straight into the hands of Gibbon.
It looks like they pushed James Milner a bit more up front. Robert's gone on the left-hand side for Newcastle, still playing 4-4-2. And it is Milner up front with Amiobi.
Remember, because of Bellamy's injury in the warm-up and the... I'll come back to that, as Barros is caught offside, I was going to say, and the flu bug that struck particularly against young Stephen Taylor and Aaron Hughes. Newcastle started the day with only 4 men on the bench. Lisa clashing with Amiobi.
It looked a foul to me, it wasn't given.
Kuhl. Jesus wins it back. So many injuries, of course, for Newcastle at the moment. Stephen Carr, who would be first choice at right back. Alan Shearer, most notably of all. And Nicky Butt. But they've had to patch up their team and get on with it. Great ball. Gerrard to Barros. Only Mellor in the box for Liverpool at the moment. Didn't matter anyway.
Good defending again from Robbie Elliott. Good run from Barros, trying to come inside him. Had a good game today, Barros.
Really has looked back to his lively best after his injury problems. He missed 5 games with a hamstring. Robert. Well on Robert, the only player out there wearing gloves. That wouldn't have pleased the former Liverpool legend Bill Shankly. I don't think he would have picked any player wearing gloves. Or earrings or tattoos or anything like that. Very much of the old school. There's Genus into Dyer. Good ball for Bowyer. And O'Brien has got forward the right back, but it was a poor ball. Kuehl. Oh, great play by Kuehl. And a great ball. Milan Baros! What a goal by Liverpool! Fabulous goal.
Well, it was a fantastic goal. You've got to question what Andy O'Brien is doing. Why has he pushed so far forward? He's out of position. Lovely turn from Kuehl. The pass is fantastic as well. Thought he might have left it too late, Barros. Shea Given was off his line quickly. Thought he was going to just dink it over him. Got the composure just to take it round him. Lovely, lovely finish from Barros. The way he's playing today, you wouldn't expect anything else. A good goal from Liverpool's point of view, but again, defensively, Newcastle all over the place.
Milan Baros scores his 11th goal of the season, 8 of them in the Premiership. Newcastle all over the place at the moment. O'Brien, whose initial error led to the Liverpool goal. He's another one who's been out injured. He's missed 5 games with a hamstring problem.
I don't think Graham Souness will want to see his right back on the right wing and his team conceding a goal.
Certainly not if he gives it away like that.
I think you might tell him afterwards as well.
Kuehl. Reese's cross. Come out to Xabi Alonso, shaped to hit it, thought better. Luis Garcia caught Robert. Carragher steps in impressive style. Oh, a wonderful ball again from Xabi Alonso to Kuehl. Liverpool threatening to run riot at the moment. Oh yeah, he's been excellent for Newcastle today. But that's not his best ball. Genus finding Robert. Dyer. Milner on the left. And the OB in the centre. Newcastle get the corner.
The fans thought it should have been a goal kick. Certainly looks a corner.
Well, they were shouting for a penalty before, remember? There's Amiobi. Did well. Oh, it should have been a second goal for Newcastle, and he knows it. Kieran Dyer turning it over the crossbar from close range. Or Genus, was it?
It was Genus. Good skill from Amiobi. Shapes to put it back in. Takes a little touch. It's great play. It goes behind everyone. It is slightly behind him, Genus. He's falling over as he hits it. I think like Garcia in the first, 2 or 3 minutes of the game, I think that should have been a goal as well.
Kuehl's header on. Oh yeah. Foul by Kuehl. Sees the funny side of things. It's very important Newcastle dig in now. The game threatening to go away from them. Elliott. Robert. Carey again has had another steadily impressive game. Bernard for Newcastle. Robert. Took a risk again there, Andy O'Brien. He's got away with it this time. Dyer. Reverse coming to the centre and finds Lee Bowyer. Xabi Alonso intercepts. Liverpool on the attack again with Gerrard. Luis Garcia. Running out of steam a little bit, the Spaniard, after his absence with that hamstring injury. Barros certainly isn't running out of steam. He's just getting better. Took the safe route, punching clear. That's a goal kick.
Been impressed with Liverpool's work rate today. I think going forward they have been better. In general, their work rate as a team, it does come from the front two players. I think he'd be pleased with that. Benitez, the two forwards to work hard, win the ball back, like Barros is doing now, chasing down the goalkeeper, put him under pressure. You win the ball back, you get a free kick. It's all part of team play.
Good push by Robert. Xabi Alonso tried to catch Newcastle on the back foot, but only succeeded in giving it away. Away by Carragher. Luis Garcia. Gerrard. Interception by Bernard. Milner. Here's Robert. And again, the Frenchman sets it up this time for Jermaine Genius.
Good strike. Got quite a few players. Would expect Dudek to save that every time. Not had much to save as well today.
Reset. Liverpool playing some confident, flowing football at the moment. It's a difficult one for Bramble. He did the right thing, but it's gone straight to Gerrard. Genius whips it off his toe. Now Dyer for Newcastle. Can they get back into this game? Kuehl. Clinching challenge. And it might be a word of warning, at least, for O'Brien.
I'm not sure that wasn't a yellow card. He's come flying in, doesn't he? Doesn't get anywhere near the ball. A bit lucky there, I think, O'Brien.
Here's Reset. Upia, good ball, Barosh. Kuhl, caught napping by Genus, now Dyer. Laurent Robert. Tripped by Finnan.
Need to take their time here, Newcastle, get good quality in. If they can get a second goal, they will get back into this match, give themselves a chance. Wouldn't surprise me if Robert shoots from here though.
There's nothing really about Laurent Robert that would surprise you, is there? He went for it.
Good save. That was a very good save. It's always difficult, isn't it, to shoot from that angle. It's a long, long way out. I think he gets swerve on the ball as well. It does swerve. And there's a good save from Dudek. Good effort.
20 minutes to go. Another Newcastle goal. They put this match back in the mix again. Barosh. Dyer takes it from him. Mella, Barosh. Here's Boya. Jermaine Genus. Now Robert. Well, I did say nothing about him would surprise you.
It's poor from Robert, isn't it? Can hit a shot like that from a free kick and then does that. You've got to keep hold of the ball, give your team a chance.
Well, here's a young man coming on that we haven't seen too much of. He's going to replace another youngster, 18 years old, James Milner goes off. And on in his place, another 18-year-old, Charles Nzogbia. His only previous appearance was as a last-minute substitute against Blackburn 3 months ago. Young Frenchman from Le Havre. And played with one of the Liverpool substitutes today, Florent Cinema Pongo, for them in the French league last season. Robert. He got a good touch to that Amiobi, but it fell kindly for Dudek.
He's saying, come and support me. I'll win the headers, but I need someone to run and join me. There's no one there.
Great long ball for Barosh again. This time, given read the plot. O'Brien. Finds Finnan. Closed down by the substitute, Nzogbia. Carragher. Gerrard. Lovely ball again. Finnan. Here's Xabi Alonso. And Nzogbia's first contribution is to concede a free kick. Meantime, Liverpool are going to make a change of their own. About to come on, Antonio Nunes. And he will replace the man who replaced him in the starting lineup, fellow Spaniard Luis Garcia.
He's done well to play 73 minutes, hasn't he? Been out injured, what is it, half a dozen games? Don't expect 90 minutes. He's done well in the 73 he's been on.
And the man who came from Barcelona, replaced by the man who came from Real Madrid. Liverpool's free kick. Xabi Alonso will take it. Kuhl on the back post was waiting. Here he is. Reset. Zombia let it bounce, which was dangerous, but got away with it momentarily. Gerrard back in. Clearance by Andy O'Brien. Corner. substitute, Antonio Nunes, who was the first to meet it.
Titus Bramble, I think Santi Nzobia pick him up. Just stands there, moves to the right, and Nzobia. Nunes with the free header. Could have been the fourth.
Another Liverpool change. Cinema Pongo coming on for Neil Mellor. A very generous round of applause from Anfield for him.
Got a good game, Neil Mellor. Deserved the applause.
And the 20-year-old Frenchman takes his place. Scored recently in the Champions League game against Olympiacos. He's got just over 15 minutes to make an impact today. Risa. Cinema Pongo straight into the action, but not the best ball for Harry Kewell. Oh, was that ball by Boyat intended for O'Brien? A reminder that Arsenal are in action at Fratton Park today, and Sky Sports 1 show opens at 3 o'clock from Portsmouth. And tomorrow, it's Charlton against Fulham. London derby, again Sky Sports 1. We start at 7. Carragher for Liverpool. Good ball for Kewell. It's gone out of play. Problems continue then for Graham Souness, who, by the way, has never beaten his old club as a manager in 9 previous attempts in charge of Southampton and Blackburn, and it looks as though that's going to become 10 attempts as Boyat clashes unnecessarily, and the referee reaches for a card. Off he goes.
What a silly
cautioned anyway. Second yellow. 2 yellows, as everyone knows, equals red.
He's had such a good game, Lou Bowyer. He leads with his elbow in the first place. When it goes to Pongo, just goes well over the ball. I think that's a nasty tackle from Lee Bowyer. Gonna have no complaints whatsoever for getting the second yellow card from Graham Poll. The side of his game, he just lets himself down, I feel, because he has played well, been one of Newcastle's best players, and then gets a red card.
Penny for his thoughts at the moment, although perhaps it's better if he doesn't express them. He's already handed over a £10,000 fine to help the FA's Christmas party along. And he got a touchline ban as well that he's got to have to serve soon. Well, I would have thought if Newcastle had any hope of getting back into this game, that's just disappeared the moment Boyat disappeared off the pitch. Antonio Nunes for Liverpool. Gerrard back again to the Spaniard. Given intercepts. Amiobi. Hope you didn't know where the ball was, and then almost gave it back to shoulder Amiobi. Good play from Dudek.
Quick off his line, wasn't he? Amiobi's done quite well today as well. Worked hard. Had the breaks.
Gerrard, lovely little backheeler for Cinema Pongo. Oh, great skill by the young Frenchman. On to Kewell. Just held off Nzobia. The Liverpool throw. Risa. When Barros thought about trying to head that one in, he probably realised how fast it was going and had second thoughts.
Would have took his head off if he'd done it. He really lashed it across the goal. A lot of pace on it. Too quick for Barros.
Amiobi's header again, but Risa's covering for Liverpool. Xabi Alonso. Gerrard. Lovely ball by the captain to Barros. Well played, Gibbon.
Wonderful vision again from Steven Gerrard. I mentioned it earlier, must be a delight as a forward. The likes of Gerrard supplying you. Does get a touch, Barros. Credit to him, he didn't go down. Could have taken a dive. He didn't.
Well, there's not many left standing in the Newcastle camp at the moment, what with flu and injuries. But they've got time for one more change. Kieran Dyer going off. Darren Ambrose, the 20-year-old former Ipswich player, takes his place. 10 minutes to go at Anfield. Newcastle 3-1 down. And seemingly heading for another defeat. It's not exactly a crisis at St James's Park at the moment, Tony, but their recent form suggests that it's going to be a while before they get out of this spell.
But the recent form isn't good, is it? I think it's miles too early to judge Graham Souness as a manager, because he can't wheel and deal in the transfer market. He's got to wait till January. Will he have any money available? I don't know. I think once we get past January, you'd like to think that Newcastle's results will improve.
And they have got some very good players, obviously, to come back in.
Of course, yeah. I mean, Shearer's missing, Bellamy dropped out in the warm-up. You can't afford to lose players like that. But I think defensively is the problem, and they've got to sort that out, Newcastle. Because against any team in the Premiership, if you can't defend, you will concede lots and lots of goals, and that's been the case this season.
There's Bernard. Interception by Carragher again. Pongo gets it back rather luckily, but uses it well. Kuehl has red shirts all over the place. Antonio Nunes comes back to Kuehl. He got that wrong.
It was a shame because he's in a good position here. Harry Kuehl had 4 Liverpool players to pick out. I thought Pongo had lost control. Genius not strong enough there. When it does come to Kuehl, look at the 4 Liverpool players lining up. Barros didn't appear to be offside. Just too much pace on it. Volleying like that's always a tough skill at the best of times. Important from Newcastle's point of view, they don't concede any more goals in this last, 10 minutes or so. 3-1 they'll accept, especially being down to 10 men. You start conceding 4 or 5 before the end. Makes the result all the worse.
And assuming they do lose now, they're going to be 7 points behind Liverpool and falling even further adrift, of course, of the leading 4 at the moment. Nunes right on the edge of the box.
Or was it an elbow from Bernard? He might well have been. Right, very close to being a penalty.
Third player caution, and of course also the red card for Boya. And another threat on that Newcastle goal. Pull back for Gerrard. Well, that one has actually gone into the top tier of the stand, so they don't always come off, even for Stevie G.
Actually hit the roof first before it went into the top tier. He's laughing about it. Good disguise from Alonso. Even the best players can hit the roof of the stand.
I think they'll forgive him. Clearance by Bramble. Oh, Huppier got caught in the face there. It was a genuine, honest attempt by Amiobi to go for the ball, but slightly dangerous play.
Well, he actually ducked down, didn't he, Huppier? Amiobi every right to go for it. Huppier dips his head down, the foot comes up. Fortunately not too bad for Huppier.
If he had a headache from the club's Christmas party, that would have cleared it. Cinema Pongo. Against his teammate from last season, Charlie Nzogbia, as Liverpool make The final change themselves. Just over 5 minutes to go. Jimmy Traore coming on for Harry Kewell.
51, Jimmy Traore, leaving the field for 7, Harry Kewell.
Whether he and Risa will swap around or whether Traore will take Kewell's position on the left of midfield.
He seems to have gone left midfield. Risa's still at left back at the moment.
Inner's cross, Barros! If that had gone in, it would have been some goal.
Oh, I think it'd have been goal of the season. Great cross from Finnan, wasn't it? The ball's behind Barros. I think when you're full of confidence, you go for him. That's not far away, is it? Great technique. Doesn't quite get it on the full. If you had done it, would have been in the back of the net.
He's been outstanding. There's Cinema on goal. We've talked about Newcastle and their problems, which might or might not be solved by the return of key players from injury and illness. What do you make of Liverpool's display today?
I think it's been much better. It's only about the fact they played 4-5-1 on Tuesday, played 4-4-2 today. They look a much better balanced team to me. I think they're pretty good defensively anyway, Liverpool. The likes of Carragher and Hoopier, steady players. There's so many more options with the 2 men up front. Garcia, welcome back to the team. Been a very good performance from Liverpool.
Bernard doing well here. Robert. Newcastle settled for a corner.
One thing they must do, Liverpool, is concentrate. Conceded that last-minute goal against Portsmouth on Tuesday. They were to concede one now. With a few jitters in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, especially with the history of this fixture and the drama and the closing stages that we've seen. I'll tell you what, they did concentrate, but they were still almost beaten by Elliott's header.
Done well, Robbie Elliott. Gets a run on his marker. I think he will do that. I mentioned the zonal system. Does make it easier for the attacking team, I think. I think that tells the story. The attempts on target as well.
Congo has given it away to Robert. And Zogbia. Traore for Liverpool. Hustled out a bit by Zogbia. It's a free throw. Risa clears the danger and finds Barros. It certainly looked it by Bernard, but not sure we can trust these Liverpool fans after that earlier handball shout.
Good look handball, but no need for Graham Poll to blow up.
Newcastle will continue to be concerned about their alarming tendency to let in so many goals. Another 3 so far today. 35 they've let in now. Oh, strong challenge by O'Brien on Traore. The frustration beginning to show in some of these Newcastle players.
Well, they've got to keep their discipline. Already got one player off the pitch.
Newcastle have now only won 2 of their last 23 away games in the Premiership, including the end of last season, and both of those came this season at Southampton and Crystal Palace. They have drawn a lot of them, to be fair, but it's not a very good record. Barros. Keep ball for Liverpool as we move into the final minute. And that's all they need to do. Barros. Xabi Alonso. Into Finnan. And leave it now to Nunes. Carragher. To stay in 6th place in the Premiership table, but they will reduce the gap on Middlesbrough to 4 points.
It's going to be an important 3 points. Spoke about it at the start of the programme, that 7-point gap. They needed to close that. And done it well today. And some good individual performances. Rafa Benitez will be well pleased.
2 minutes of stoppage time at Anfield. It's not going to be anywhere near enough for 10 men Newcastle side to get back into this game. Offside there, Traore. A few headers today, but nobody there really to benefit from them. And the loss of Bellamy in the kick-in was a vital factor in the way this game has panned out today. What a ball there for Nunez. Given proving he could be a decent centre-back if he wanted to. Here's Finnan. Now Nunez. Barros. His control let him down.
It was a tough one at control. What a fantastic ball in again, isn't it?
It's all over at Anfield. A very satisfying day for Rafa Benitez, but not for one of Anfield's favourite old boys, Graham Souness. Newcastle's day started badly and got worse. They lost 2 players due to the flu bug that swept through the camp this week. They lost Bellamy in the warm-up. They lost Boya to a red card, and they lost another 3 points to Liverpool. Bramble's own goal after Patrick Kluivert had given Newcastle a controversial early lead. And then Liverpool's goals started to flow, and some excellent football. Barros was absolutely outstanding and scored the goal of the game. The home fans can go into Christmas feeling a lot happier than they did here on Tuesday night. Liverpool remain just behind the leading 4. Stevie Gerrard's team has won again at Anfield, where they've been pretty nigh unbeatable this season. Just 1 defeat now in 8 home games.